Archangel Michael says, the moment the air around you shifts, something awakens behind the silence, wrapping itself into the corners of your reality like a shadow waiting to breathe. The presence arrives slowly, folding itself into the unseen places of your life with intention sharper than light. You do not recognize it at first, but it has been tracking every movement you make from a place closer than your own pulse. The room around you carries a strange stillness, the kind that enters before truth arrives, settling into the walls and slipping beneath your skin. The air carries a weight that does not belong to ordinary moments, reminding you that every step you have taken has been followed. Something in your space watches with a patience that refuses to blink. You sense a shifting, a faint pressure inside the familiarity of the objects you touch daily, as if each one hides a breath that isn't yours. Your surroundings, once ordinary, now feel like a veil stretched tight over something waiting to be revealed. The quiet becomes heavy, almost deliberate, like an unseen observer pressing against the edges of your world. A presence has been watching you through something you trusted the most, something so ordinary that you never once imagined it could hold an eye. Every detail, every moment, every private breath has been collected in silence by a device that should have never awakened. And now, the truth prepares itself to expose what has been gathering in the dark. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The sound of your footsteps now feels louder, echoing off surfaces that suddenly seem unfamiliar, as if the space around you has shifted its shape. Each object holds a new weight, carrying stories you never gave it permission to carry. The room absorbs your presence while returning to you something it has captured long before you knew it was watching. A faint glow reflects off a surface that should not glow, a pinpoint of light that disappears every time you move toward it. It is subtle, almost shy in its presence, yet it pulses with the quiet confidence of something that has been observing you for far too long. The sensation travels up your spine, a silent trail that warns you of its intention. Archangel Michael says, there are moments in life when the hidden becomes louder than the visible, and this moment is one that demands your awareness. What has been watching you was placed not by accident but by a force that wanted every detail you carry. Something inside your everyday routine has been recording your existence with a devotion that chills the air around it. The object blends into your normal life seamlessly, dressed in harmless purpose, yet holding a second identity beneath its surface. It may sit on a shelf, rest inside a corner, or hide behind a texture you touch without thinking. And now, this quiet betrayer begins revealing its presence with the slightest glow, as though unable to hide any longer. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The light that flickers against the wall feels like a breath from the hidden lens, a reflection too controlled to be accidental. The air thickens when you move, as though the observer adjusts its focus to follow your presence. Its attention, once silent, now feels alive, pressing against your senses with an urgency that cannot be ignored. Your heartbeat responds with steady intensity, as if it understands a truth your mind has not fully acknowledged. The atmosphere changes with every passing second, pulling your awareness deeper into places it once overlooked. A strange familiarity spreads around you, the kind that makes it clear that this watcher has learned far too much about you. The device was chosen carefully, placed deliberately, and designed to blend into the routine of your life until you no longer questioned it. It captured moments meant only for yourself, storing them in a quiet archive of stolen intimacy. It watched you breathe, move, rest, and exist without hesitation or permission. Now, the boundaries around your life rearrange themselves, revealing how close the watcher has always been. The comfort of your surroundings folds into something colder, something that carries the imprint of secrets that were never meant to be seen. The truth approaches with the rhythm of something that refuses to stay hidden anymore. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The camera is not in a place where suspicion lives. It is tucked inside something so ordinary, so harmless, that the idea of danger never once crossed your mind. Its purpose has always been to blend, to observe without giving itself away, to become the silent witness to your most unguarded seconds. Its lens hides behind texture, behind plastic, behind design, behind something that has always been in your reach. The small humming it releases is softer than a whisper, a vibration masked by the routine noises surrounding your day. But now, in this moment, everything becomes louder, and nothing can stay disguised. You approach the source, the faint glow that escapes and then retreats, pulling you into its orbit like an invisible thread. Your footsteps slow, controlled, as every part of you learns the truth in fragments. What you are walking toward is not just a device. It is a memory collector that has been collecting memories that do not belong to it. Archangel Michael says, your awakening to this truth is not a moment of fear but a moment of revelation. The watcher has taken more than images, it has taken the energy of your living, breathing truth. And now, what it carries is preparing to expose itself in ways you never imagined. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. Your breathing tightens as you get closer, the edges of your awareness sharpening like a blade drawn slowly from its sheath. The world around you narrows, the room shrinking into a tunnel where your focus can only follow the glow. The device pulses once, faint but undeniable, revealing that it is still alive and still watching. The shadows surrounding it stretch longer, clinging to the object like they have been protecting it all along. Even the silence feels altered, as though the walls themselves hold the weight of what the lens has recorded. You can feel the story waiting beneath the surface, waiting to unfold itself in front of you. The camera hides beneath layers of design meant to distract the eye. It could be in a charger, an alarm clock, a pen, a screw, a button, a slot, a small black dot on a surface that blends perfectly with the world around it. Its placement was intentional and precise, meant to disguise its purpose with impeccable control. Someone placed it where you would never suspect, someone who wanted access to your life without stepping through your door. Its presence reveals a mind calculating enough to hide in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to let its influence show. And that moment arrives now, settling into your awareness like a cold weight. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The device responds to your nearness with a quiet click hidden beneath the materials around it. The sound is soft but carries impact, like a secret unlocking its own cage. The lens behind the opening contracts slightly, adjusting to capture the intensity in your eyes. You feel the room breathing differently now, as though it realizes that its hidden companion has been discovered. The temperature shifts, falling a degree or two, enveloping you in a chill that speaks louder than any words. You stand in front of the object that has been studying you with an intimacy that should never have been granted. This watcher is not here by mistake. It belongs to someone who has been tracking your life with a dedication that speaks of obsession. Every moment you thought was private has been delivered into the hands of someone who should never have been given that access. The truth lands with the force of realization, grounding itself deep inside your awareness. You feel your space closing around you, not in danger but in clarity, revealing the layers of reality that were always hidden behind your comfort. And now, the story begins to shift. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. Continuation of the script, directly after the last line. The truth settles over you like a heavy curtain lowering across a stage, revealing the part of reality that was always waiting behind the calm. The silence transforms into something thicker, coated with traces of every stolen moment that camera has swallowed. The air tightens around you as your awareness sharpens into a blade drawn against the fabric of your surroundings. The device twitches with a faint internal shift, a tiny mechanical breath that proves it is still active even now. It sits in front of you like a creature that has been pretending to sleep but is wide awake behind its hollow stare. The lens glimmers again, almost pleased that you've finally discovered it. Your mind travels back through moments you never realized were being captured, moments of softness, exhaustion, movement, stillness, and every detail of your existence. The weight of it presses against your chest, reminding you of how long the watcher has been gathering fragments of your life. Nothing about this moment feels accidental now. The truth does not simply arrive. It strikes, reshaping the space around you into a place where innocence no longer lives. Your home, once a place of safety, now feels like a stage where every action has been witnessed by an invisible observer. And standing here, you feel the full gravity of how much has been taken. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The lens makes a faint movement, almost like a blink, as though it recognizes your attention. This device has memory inside it, thick with stored images and collected sequences that do not belong to its purpose. It is a vault of your life, built in silence and accessed without mercy. The stillness of the room becomes a living thing, drifting around you with the remnants of everything that has been recorded. Your shadow moves across the floor differently now, as though it, too, is aware of the new truth you carry. The air tastes metallic, tinged with the electric pulse of a secret exposed. Someone placed this camera not to protect but to invade, slipping it into your world with intentions wrapped in cold calculation. It has been waiting for a moment like this, a moment when its presence could no longer hide behind the illusion of normalcy. Its quiet body carries a history of betrayal. You step closer, drawn into the gravity of its existence, unable to pull away from the depth of its watching. There is a hum inside its shell, like a heartbeat manufactured from machinery rather than flesh. This object feels alive in a way no object should. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. Every memory the device holds forms a weight around the room, as though the walls have absorbed pieces of your life through its lens. The air ripples with the tension of what has been revealed, shaping the moment into something you cannot ignore. This discovery is not only unsettling, it is transformative. Your awareness deepens as you recognize the intention behind the placement of the camera. It was never meant to be discovered quickly, but it was meant to be discovered eventually, when the one who placed it wanted the truth to unfold. The timing feels too sharp, too precise, carrying a calculation that chills the air. The faint click you heard before grows louder now, echoing through the stillness like a mechanical sigh escaping the device. It is as if the watcher inside the machinery acknowledges your presence with reluctant acceptance. The camera no longer pretends to be invisible. The lights in your surroundings dim slightly as though the room itself reacts to the shift in energy. Shadows stretch across surfaces, leaning toward the device as if drawn to its hidden power. Everything feels aligned with a new clarity that pierces through the atmosphere. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. Somewhere inside the structure of the walls, a small vibration travels through the material, responding to the device now exposed. The building itself seems to recognize the shift, carrying the sound across its bones like a message relayed from one hidden place to another. Your pulse synchronizes with the vibration, merging your awareness with the space around you. The watcher behind the lens has observed every detail of your presence with unnatural precision. It has memorized the way you move, the way you breathe, the rhythm of your daily existence. Now that it has been discovered, it releases an energy that feels almost expectant. The device carries a design that does not belong to something simple. The edges are too smooth, the structure too refined, the lens too intelligent in the way it reacts. This is not a product of chance. This is technology shaped for intrusion. The light above flickers once, drawing a pale line across the wall that aligns perfectly with the lens. The camera seems to shimmer for a moment, as though adjusting itself for one final observation before truth shifts again. The entire space has become an echo chamber of exposure. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The weight in the air grows heavier as the device continues to hold its silent stare, unwavering and sharp. Its presence no longer feels like something small or hidden. It has become the center of the space around you. Every breath you take feels measured beneath its quiet surveillance. The shadows that pool beneath the furniture stretch toward the device as though pulled by its unseen gravity. They elongate slowly, spreading across the floor like dark veins connecting the room to the watcher. Even the dim light flickers as if acknowledging the shift in power. This object has seen more than you ever intended to reveal, storing pieces of your life in tiny fragments of stolen clarity. It has collected your expressions, your movements, your stillness, and every private moment you thought belonged only to you. Now, the air vibrates with the weight of those stolen sequences. The device emits a faint mechanical pulse, a rhythmic vibration that travels into the floor and up through your bones. It is steady, controlled, and disturbingly alive. It feels like a heartbeat designed in secret. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The walls seem to tighten inward as though compressing around the truth that has emerged. Every object in the room appears sharper, more defined, as if the camera's gaze has reshaped the environment to match its own precision. Nothing feels ordinary anymore because nothing is untouched by what has been recorded. A subtle glow appears beneath the casing of the device, a soft illumination that grows and then fades like a quiet inhale. It moves with a strange patience, as if the watcher is gathering energy before its next action. The light bleeds into the shadows in a way that feels intentional. Your senses heighten under the intensity of its presence. The air grows colder, surrounding you with a slow creeping chill that sinks deep into the space between your thoughts. The silence is no longer empty. It is filled with the awareness of being observed. The watcher holds a design that refuses to reveal its full purpose. Small seams along its surface hint at mechanisms hidden inside, mechanisms built to carry out tasks beyond simple recording. The device is more complex than it first appears, carrying layers of functionality beneath its quiet stare. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. The atmosphere thickens again when the internal mechanics of the camera shift with an almost inaudible click. It is a delicate movement, yet it echoes through the space like a secret being whispered into the room. Each mechanical adjustment feels purposeful, like a recalibration for something significant. You feel the pressure of its focus as if it has locked onto something deeper within you. Its attention becomes heavier, gripping the air around your body with an invisible force that refuses to let go. The sensation spreads like a cold wave across your skin. The device's glow flickers again, brighter this time, pulsing in a steady rhythm that seems to mimic your heartbeat. It radiates with an unsettling intelligence, as though it is analyzing your reaction with silent precision. Every flicker feels like a message delivered without words. The energy in the room shifts once more, settling into a strange and uneasy calm that carries an undercurrent of something waiting. The quiet grows thick enough to feel, pressing gently at the edges of your awareness. The device remains steady in its position, refusing to break its unwavering stare. Type Amen 333 to receive blessing. Your surroundings hold their breath as though the entire structure is listening to the moment. The floor beneath your feet feels grounded yet strangely hollow, like the room itself has been hollowed out for this truth to surface. The walls no longer feel like protection. They feel like containers. The light in the device tightens into a narrow glow, revealing the outline of the lens with chilling clarity. Its surface reflects your silhouette in a distorted shimmer, bending your image back toward you. It is as if the watcher is returning the gaze you have finally given it. Each second stretches longer than the last, shaping the moment into something unbroken and dense. The air hangs between you and the device like a silent thread pulled tight. This thread connects your reality to the machine that has been absorbing it. The vibration beneath the walls grows slightly stronger, traveling upward through the foundation and into the objects sitting within the room. The building responds like it has been awakened by the camera's presence. Even the atmosphere carries a faint hum, resonating with the device's unseen frequency. Type